Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Hi, guys. I'm doing well. I'm happy to be here as always. Good to see you all. This has become one of my favorite parts of the week. Partly because it's Friday evening, partly because of this. It's such a nice way to intentionally move out of the work week and into the weekend. Good to be here with you all. Grateful that we were all here for another week. We're still kicking. I'm back up here in Sun Valley again, as the artwork says, which is nice. For the most part, it's a lot cooler up here. It's basically fall, which I'm not mad about. As always, we will wait a moment before we start. Right? Yep. Calling and surviving, doing our best, hopefully having some peace. Either way, we're all here. So we call that a win. And I'm wondering, I cannot remember who was here last week, except you three pretty much always are. So I'm guessing you were. But we have our challenge. Did anyone remember or think to do? Yes, I gave you homework. Did anyone do their homework? And I did our homework for 2 days before I forgot about our homework. So I will not judge anyone that didn't think about it. But I also learned a fun new breathing breathwork trick. So we'll do homework review, and then I'll teach you the new breathing trick that took over the other one that we did last week. So yeah, we had done the vagus nerve breathing. That was what it was called when it was taught to me, which is inhaling for a shorter amount of time, exhaling for a longer amount of time. And I let you pick your own numbers. I found I landed, if I didn't stretch and hadn't been breathing, at about a 5-7 F minus. You get a gold star, Jim. We're all here. We're all winning. Yeah, I did not expand. We'll see if I do more tonight. So the homework was to practice and then see if we could get our numbers to be a little longer, our breath to be deeper and slower, but still always with the exhale being longer than the inhale. So the good news with this homework is there's no grading. I will not see your progress. It's just for you. So yes. So gold stars for everyone, trophies for all of you. So we'll practice that, and I'll teach you the new one I came across that I've been enjoying. What are those? I like it. Celebration. Yeah. And then we'll see what else. Probably what we usually do. Some visualization and relaxing. So take a moment before we actually get started to, as always, get your space comfy. Maybe go blow your nose or get a glass of water, whatever you need to do to clear your airways. If you're sitting, maybe elevate your hips. I find that helps for me to prevent my back from going off if I'm sitting up on a cushion. Or here I'm in a comfy bed, so I can just lean back. But get yourself in a comfy place where your spine can be straight. Maybe light a candle. Make it fun and enjoyable. And just settling in. Telling yourself, your brain, your body, your heart that it is relaxation time. Nothing is needed of us except the homework I give you. We get to be present. So maybe even before we start any breathing, just looking around the space you're in. We wrap up that way sometimes, but let's start that way, just intentionally getting present in this moment. Maybe looking out the window and noticing how the light is this time of day, if you have one to look through. Noticing what your five senses pick up on, smells and sounds. If it's warm or cool. And really setting an intention to just be here. If we get nothing else out of this time, just having this small stretch of time where we don't need to do anything else. And we'll go ahead and get started. Just finding a nice, slow, deep breath. We don't have to do too much to change it yet, but just slowing down from the pace of the day and of the week. Do a few cleansing breaths, inhaling deeply through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Go ahead and make your exhales as noisy as you need. And with each inhale, imagining that fresh new oxygen. And with the exhales, just letting go of the stress and tension that you acquired through the week, through the day. Closing your eyes if you're comfortable. And turning your attention inward. Scanning your body, and we're just taking stock of what we're starting with. So just noticing, not judging or needing to change. Noticing where you might be holding tension, or if you're already feeling more relaxed for what we've done so far, just being here, right, being the end of the week, just noticing the quality of your breath and your thoughts. Noticing without judging if it's easy or difficult to relax and settle. It's just information, it's not good or bad. If it's difficult to settle, then maybe take some extra time in your day, just a couple minutes here and there, to do some breathing, to shake off the tension. The harder it is for us to settle, the more we've probably been storing. So if you notice it, it's okay. It just tells us that we might benefit from more frequent little releases. I've made the habit of clearing my schedule from noon to 1 every day. No sessions. Because I need to make sure I pause and let go. Because back to back starts to pile up. So do what you need to make sure you're taking care of yourself during the day. And before we get into our breath work, let's do some moving. So just starting with small nose circles. We're not even doing the whole neck. Little tiny circles with our nose. Slow it down a little. Slow it down and start to expand those circles. Switching directions. Being mindful of any pain. Respect any acute pain. And start to bring those circles smaller again. Slowing it down. Tipping your head back and inhaling to the front of your throat. And exhaling. Tipping your head forward and inhaling to the back of your neck. Exhaling, settling. Do a few rounds of that. Inhaling and exhaling. Forward and inhaling. And exhaling. And see if it feels like you might need to let your head be in either place or the other. For me, tipping my head back doesn't feel great, but tipping it forward does. So I'm going to do a couple breaths down here. But do what works for you. And we'll do some full neck rolls. Again, pay attention to your body. If you feel acute pain, respect it. A dull pain, or some cracking and popping, maybe move through that. Or, circle around some area that feels like it might need a little extra attention. Change directions whenever you want. We're loosening up our throat and neck, where we store lots of tension. At least if we have a filter, we probably store a lot of tension. And when you tip your head forward, really feeling that through the back of your spine, through your back, you're stretching all those muscles. And maybe tipping side to side, ear to shoulder. And moving on to the shoulders, as always, linking our breath and our movement. Inhaling as you lift up. Exhaling down your back. We're expanding our collarbones, moving through the shoulders and neck where we store so much tension. If you want to get your arms involved, go ahead. This starts to open up our chest and the armpits here. Maybe switch direction. Inhaling and expanding that chest. We're creating lots of space so we can get higher numbers than last time. Just kidding, it's not a competition. And wiggle that spine around. Just move in whatever way it feels like you need to. Some twists. And let's do a little side. Open up that rib cage, that side rib cage. Reach over and inhale. And exhale, bringing you down. Inhaling on the other side. And find your own rhythm. Linking the breath and the movement. Creating space. Any other movements that you feel like you need? Maybe circling the spine like an old-fashioned coffee grinder. I've heard that in yoga class before, but I don't know that I've ever used one. So just rotating around. We're looking at all the different ways we can flex our spine and open up the rib cage and the lungs to create more space for our breath work. Arching the back and exhaling. Pulling the chest forward as you inhale. And remember, just do whatever your mobility allows. It's also okay to just breathe to the space. Breathe and imagine the expansion of your lungs if this movement doesn't work for you. And just settling into stillness. Turning your attention inwards and checking out how you feel now. Did you create any change? Sometimes we stir things up. Sometimes we settle them down. So no right or wrong, just notice. And always, as usual, move whenever you need. Listen to your body. You're not forcing ourselves into stillness. We find it when we can. We appreciate those moments. We are not mean to ourselves when it doesn't happen. And settling into a nice natural breath. Let's go ahead and find the numbers you were at last week. We'll start there, and we're going to inhale for whatever count you want, whatever feels comfortable, the edge of comfort. Exhale for a little bit longer. Go ahead and get started, and then after a bit, I'll give us all a cue to see if we can expand. If you want to expand now, if you found success through the week, go ahead. Extra gold stars. Go ahead if you're able and comfortable, and see if you can add a number or two. And don't count faster. And if you forget or if this is difficult or tricky, no worries. It's just one of many, many tricks we can use. It's always fine to just settle into inhale and exhale. And go ahead and settle back into a natural breath without needing to count. Just noticing what you feel, scanning your body, noticing any changes you created, and put a smile on your face. See if that creates any change as well. I asked you to concentrate and focus, and that can create tension in our face. So relax your eyebrows and move your jaw around. Any movements you need. And I'll teach you one more counting breathing trick, and then we'll do some just relaxing. So a little more focus time, focus breath work, then we'll chill. So we are going to inhale. We'll count with each inhale and each exhale. So we'll inhale 1, exhale 2, inhale 3, exhale 4. And we'll go all the way up to 10. And then when we get to 10, we'll start over from 10 and go back down. So we'll go all the way up to 10, and then we'll inhale for 10, exhale for 9, inhale for 8. So we'll go from 1 to 10, and 10 back to 1. It's a quickie, so we won't spend too much time with this. I'll walk you through the beginning counts, and then I'll leave you to your own devices. So, meeting and an exhale at the bottom. And inhale 1, exhale 2, inhale 3, exhale 4, inhale 5, If you lost count at any point, it's okay. This has become my new favorite red light breathing trick. Because once we go all the way to 10 and come back to 1, we're almost guaranteed to be a tiny bit calmer than when we started. So there's something you can use in your days when life is getting to you. You feel yourself getting fired up, or you want to recenter. The counting and the breathing helps our mind and body come together and focus. And when you do that on your own, you don't have to say inhale and exhale with the counting numbers. You can just say the numbers. We still want to try to aim for the exhale to be a little longer, and feel free to go through as many rounds as you want. So there's that. And now just settling back, eyes closed if you've opened them, and really giving your weight to whatever's holding you. Letting yourself melt into your chair, cushion, couch, floor, bed, wherever you are. Letting gravity take your weight. Scanning for any gripping or tension, and just relaxing and letting go. No need to hold ourselves. Allowing ourselves to be. And just imagining floating. Maybe you have one of those giant paddle boards that people use for yoga. And just imagining you're sitting or laying on it. The air is cool, but the sun is warm. The water is still and calm. And you just feel the gentle rocking. That buoyant feeling. And you can choose to continue floating or maybe return to shore, whatever feels more comfortable. And just stretching out in the sun. We've got about 2 weeks of summer left. And we can soak it in. The days are still longer. We still have more light than dark. Letting any stresses just melt away. Relaxing the muscles in your face, around your eyes, around your jaw. Inhaling that warm golden light of the sun. And feeling it fill your core and your heart center. And if you haven't returned to the shore yet, go ahead and do that now. And just taking a seat, placing your hands over your heart, and feeling that warmth expand with each inhale, and expand even more with each exhale. Till it's shining out through your pores. Filling the space around you. And slide one hand down to your belly. So you have a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly. And using this physical contact with yourself to start to return to the present moment. Knowing that beautiful, calm lake is always there. We're not leaving it permanently, just for now. Maybe giving a little rub to your heart and your belly, noticing that feeling of connection with yourself. Just like with a baby that you might be trying to soothe. You're still that baby, just grown. We have no less need for comfort now. We just have to be and get to be the ones to give it to ourselves. Feeling that smile on your lips and the warmth in your heart. Turning back to your 5 senses and noticing what is in your present environment. Saving sight for last. Coming back slowly and intentionally. Before eventually opening your eyes. And looking around your space. Not just rushing back to the next thing, but noticing where you are, appreciating what you have, the safety you created. And we went a little longer than I meant to, partly because I didn't want to stop. I would like to sit next to that lake all day. I hope that you are all able to create some peace and warmth, and that you take a real or imaginary blanket, wrap it around yourself, hold that in. Remember, you created that, and you always can. If you need a reminder, you can come back to this space, but you have that ability within you. We all do. I hope I didn't put you to sleep. Yay! I know. I looked and saw, oh, it's been 30 minutes. I guess we need to wrap up. Also, my stomach's growling because I need to go eat dinner. Yeah, I really didn't practice. I didn't practice this week. I didn't try to extend, but when I found my like 5-7 baseline, I was driving, I was at a red light. That was the edge of comfort. And so I found that today, after just being in the space and moving, I could start with, I don't know what I was able to do, but I definitely had a little more space. So it's really neat. We can create that at any moment. Red lights have become my new mindful trick because I'm from Massachusetts, so they can also become a source of anger. But instead, I find it's an opportunity to pause and think about, where am I going? What's important? Yay. Well, I hope you all have a great weekend. I hope that everyone has a chance to get outside and that everyone's safe and comfortable, and sending love to anyone that's got stressors or hard things they're dealing with, and to those of you that watch this later. Hi, Dad. Yeah, good. I'm glad. See? Synchronicity. It happens for a reason. Good to see you briefly. All right, everyone. Take care. Be well. I will see you next Friday. In the meantime, I already said, take care and be well. I hope everyone has a good weekend and a good start to your week next week.